with apathy cold. Soft hands clutch phones, heads bent low. Sacrifice drowned in a sea of ease. Forgotten ghosts scream through the breeze. They came back draped in a flag of pride, but the weight of honor cast aside. The blood they gave feeds our decay, while we laugh and waste the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is another Thursday. It is another time to sit back, rewind, and know that we're not on furlough. We're actually at work. Well, some of us are. Thank goodness, because all that time off is really just giving me things to think about. And I don't know, was it good? Was it bad? I do miss my liquid lunches over at Doc's. Sounds working, like I said. Been missing my liquid lunches over at Doc's, but that is okay because I'm back at work. We're having a good time. And now it is time for you and me to get along, sit back, rewind, relax, and enjoy what I have for you today. So let's open the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's that time once again here at the Rising Eagles studio in the Warrior Healing Center in beautiful Sierra Vista. It's me, it's Erik. I do not negotiate with Terrorist Z. What is going on, everyone? I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. No, that's when I did the interview. I hope everybody's having a great Thursday. How's your Thursday? How you doing? What's new? What's going on? Let me know, as always. Like the video, comment on the video, and trust me, share the video. You're going to like this one today. I got a little something special for you guys. Now, the guests, they're not in the studio, but instead I went remote, on site. I went out there on a Sunday, no less. My Bears already won. That's right. That's right. The Bears. Hopefully your team won as well, but if they didn't, just know, especially for that one viewer that might just be watching, I'm the one that put the one in 9-1. Even though you're 10-1, I'm still that one. See you in the playoffs, my friend. Oh, yes. He knows who he is. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, and as long as nobody says furlough, that's the bad F word. We don't say the F word anymore. We'll try not to say the F word, but it's always nice to drop an F-bomb once in a while, but not for her. No. Instead, we are this week, Vista Mind and Body, holistic, alternative, healing, energy. Brandon, what is going on, my guy? Hello. What is new? What is up? Always a friend of the show. Always willing to help out Brandon. Looking forward to future events with Brandon in 2026. It's going to be huge. We're going to work a lot of good things with Brandon. But hey, Vista Mind and Body, holistic, alternative, healing energy, so many good things. Off of 2nd Street, 158, 160, 2nd Street in Sierra Vista. But hey, let's go ahead and pull it up. That is our interview for today, and I hope everybody enjoys it. I had a lot of fun doing it. Hey, what's going on, everyone? You know it's me, Erik Z, on site this time. We're getting ready to head up over into Vista Mind and Body. Lots of good things to look forward to, I assure you. But hey, don't believe me, you need to come on out here. 158, 160, 2nd Street. Definitely come on out here. But just so that you know what to expect before you walk in through those doors, I'm going to take you on a tour. So let's go ahead and check it out. Hey everyone, right here at Vista Mind and Body. We're here with Paul Gilliland.
Gilliland, yep.
How's it going?
Oh, pretty good, thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Been trying to get out here for a little while now, and we're finally here. So, and the place inside looks great. I know, like I've said in the past on the show, I've seen you a couple times at vendors events.
Right.
We've been out there for First Saturday, one of the holistic events, I believe, with the Butterfly Club.
Right.
And then you said, hey, we're getting ready to open this up. It'd be nice if you came over here. And now we're here. So by all means, show us around and give us your background.
Okay.
As a matter of fact,
So, yeah.
it's your military background.
So, military background. So, I retired, about almost 10 years ago. I did 31 years between active and National Guard time. Ended up here in Sierra Vista as my last assignment. So that's kind of how we ended up stationed here. And currently work as an instructor, full-time contract instructor on Fort Huachuca. So I still...
What did you do back in the military?
So kind of interesting background. So I started out as administration, back as a typist, back in the time before computers. Oh, yeah. And then my first assignment, I actually ended up playing piano for an Army band for 3 years. Then I got out, went in the Guard, spent about 6 years with a National Guard band out of Michigan. Then came back on active duty, worked at the School of Music for 5 years doing administrative work. I ran their S1 section. Then we moved overseas, ended up moving to Italy, where we spent 6 years. At that time working for the 650th MI group. I was their admin guy for the region, southern region. And they kind of convinced me I needed to reclass. So,
as they all do.
Yeah, as they all do. So they convinced me to reclass into counterintelligence. So I did that. And then I was stationed with the 2nd Cavalry Regiment out of Vilseck, Germany. Spent 6 years with them, did 2 deployments, one to Iraq during the one to Afghanistan. Then following that, it was the Army said, well, nope, you're going back to TRADOC. So we came back here. I was a senior instructor over at the active course there. And then when I retired, about a year later, I took and started working over at the reserve course. So I work at the reserve course as a senior instructor for the counterintelligence course over there. So that's what I do full-time during the week. And then this all came about, and so
that was a question I was about to ask. When you did your typist, you did that, you transferred over counterintelligence, so and then brought you back to Sierra Vista with TRADOC, Fort Huachuca, and then just a whole 9. You're doing your thing over there. But what really transitioned for you to go from all that to what we have here today?
So I think the biggest part was, so my background is in music. So before I ever joined the Army, I did my bachelor's work. I have a degree in music composition. And so that was always there. And I didn't do my master's work until after I retired. So I used the GI Bill and did my master's work, did a Master of Fine Arts in Music Composition. And that kind of got me back into music again. And then I started working again. But somewhere along the way, we had went to like a 2-day seminar, and part of that was a person who did at that point kind of a sound bath, more of a gong bath, and it was kind of like my background is as a musician. I'm a concert percussionist as well as a pianist, so banging on things was something I was familiar with. I said, you know what, I could probably do that. So we bought some bowls, bought a gong, and did a little bit, and then just kind of sat there. And somewhere along the way, I don't know exactly what part of it switched over, but it was like maybe I needed to do something with. So I went through and got some training on how to do it, and that kind of developed into doing sound therapy, which was originally just kind of crystal bowls and some cymbals and gongs, and that was it. And then learning more and more about that, it developed into adding light therapy to that. Then the more it expanded, we started kind of doing that little by little, and then it expanded to where we opened an actual location. Our first location was opened about almost 2 years ago on golf links. We had a house there that we converted into our center, and we operated out of there for a little over a year. And with that, we expanded to adding our vibroacoustics, some of our other chakra cleansing stuff that we do. We added a salt chamber. So we started adding a lot of different modalities to what we do. And then it kind of just developed into this whole holistic medicine type thing. And so eventually we decided, okay, we really need to move from that to a commercial space just so we had a little more exposure. And people were a little more, I think they would drive by and say, oh, it's a house, and we're just operating out of their house. And so we needed to kind of get into a commercial space. And we found this location, which ended up being perfect for us as far as the way it was laid out.
Right.
And so we moved over here the beginning of this year. We opened, I think, in May of this year. And I've just kind of continued to kind of expand what we do. And we've added a few more different things since then. So now we're kind of full-blown doing stuff. But it's a combination of everything. So and we definitely added more to our sound therapy, our sound baths. We added Tibetan bowls to that. We've added a whole lot more instruments to it. And so it just keeps growing. And I know it, both my wife and I were both retired, sort of, and this was never what we expected to be doing in retirement, but it's just one of those callings that you get. And
yeah, the place looks amazing. I mean, and it was like, if you don't mind, if we could take a look and see exactly some of the things that you've got going on. I mean, obviously you're loving music, and now I see where that transition comes in. And if you could just show us around a little bit.
Yeah, so this is the main room when you walk in, the biggest space that we have. And this is, it's currently set up. We are doing a sound bath on Thursday, what is it, the 20th, I think? I can never remember. We're doing
20th.
The 20th. We do a new moon ceremony. So we do a full moon and a new moon ceremony every month. So for each one of those. So those dates change depending on when the new moon and full moon occur. We do a brief ceremony at the beginning, and then we follow that with our sound bath. We've moved to calling it a holistic sound therapy session.
Okay.
But most people, if they're familiar with it, know them as sound baths. And so we do the ceremony, which takes about 15 minutes, and then we move into doing the sound therapy session, which we have everybody in a zero gravity chair. We have some light blankets we give people because your body temperature tends to drop during that. This room would be totally darkened. We close all the curtains. We have some colored light that goes on, so it becomes very dark. And usually with moon baths, we're going to produce some projections on the ceiling, some either the moon or
like a stargaze? Okay.
Stargazing type thing. But most people close their eyes during the thing.
Right.
Then we're going to take and we're going to go in between my wife and I, we're going to take and do it. You notice, so we have two tables currently set up, or the crystal bowls.
Right.
And so we have those, and so we both play those, and so you're kind of getting a stereo effect with them. They will play on their own for a while. We do that. The other table, the table's blank here because it's where all of our big Tibetan bowls come out, and they're set up here. They're all set up in the other room for where we do attunements.
Okay.
And then the other table, we have a smaller set of Tibetan bowls that we use over there, as well as some other chimes and things. Again, those are all set up in the other room. And then we have our gong. We have a handpan. My wife's a handpan player, so she plays that. We have some chimes, so different kinds of drums and cymbals. So all of this kind of stuff all kind of gets mixed and matched. We don't ever have a kind of a score we go off of. It's all the energy in the room. That kind of leads us to where we go. And it's just that we spend about an hour, sometimes a little longer, with the whole thing. And it's a very relaxing, kind of just lets people kind of just release whatever.
Any tension or stress or anything like that? Okay.
Yeah, and new moons are always for intention setting, where full moons are for releasing what no longer serves you. So the one coming up is for setting intentions for the next lunar month. And so people kind of concentrate on and meditate on that or whatever they do. Some people just like to sit and relax and just let the sounds take them wherever.
Okay.
So that's what kind of occurs in here. Also in this room in the corner, you know, so there's kind of a curtained off place. We have Yelena Foster, who is a massage therapist. She works with us as well. So if they call and by appointment, we can schedule to have her come in.
Okay.
And she does a whole different series of types of massages, but she uses that space back there. We set that up so she would have a space to where she could take and do her massage therapy stuff.
Okay.
Then we have, and that's primarily what we do as far as group sessions. We also do individual sound baths or couple sound baths. We have special rates for those. If somebody wanted to come in as a couple, somebody we've had a husband and wife come in, or two best friends come in or whatever, they want to do a couple sound bath, we set them up in here and we do the full sound bath, but it's just them. So they get their own little private
Very nice.
thing to do that. In this room, this is kind of our attunement room. We have kind of four things that we do out of this room. The one is primarily we have a thing called a BioWell. It does an electronic reading of all 10 fingers. And that gives us kind of a printout of the alignment of the chakras, the energy centers in the body.
Okay.
And kind of shows us where they are. And what we do is we go through that and we see chakras end up out of alignment either because of external stress or internal stress. And so we kind of talk through that with our client. The interesting part about that system, it also shows us the balance and energy levels of all the organs of the body. I always tell people I'm not a doctor, I'm a master sound therapist. So I don't diagnose anything, but I tell them what the computer tells me.
Okay.
And so I always figure I'm fair that way. I'm going to tell you what I see. Sometimes if I see something that is of a concern, I may just ask some questions, and maybe next time you're at a doctor, you might want to talk to them about
Look into this area.
Yeah. Sometimes we hit on things and it's stuff that they know already. So it just kind of validates the thing. The other thing we do, if that's one system, the other one we do is we have our 3D aura system, which is what we have, which I'm playing right now. That we do a thing, you just kind of lay your hand on a pad. It does a full aura, of a full body aura.
Okay.
And it talks about that, but then it also shows us the chakra level balance over there, the little bars.
These?
Yeah.
All right.
And then we have a yin yang color wheel. That's the male and female sides of our personality,
Okay.
right? And what that looks like. And then just how the calm the aura is. Talks about energy levels and the split between energy, between mind, body, spirit, and the relaxation level. So we do that. Then once we're done with that, if we're doing an attunement, we have them lay down on the bed.
Okay.
And you can see it's surrounded by all of the Tibetan bowls.
Yes.
And so we use a method that's about 2,000 years old of playing the bowls to do chakra attunement. And while we're doing that, we have them put their hand on this. So we actually see in real time how their body is responding to what we're doing. So it helps us with know how we want to take and lead through that. But yeah, so these are totally different than the crystal bowls. So these are and we just kind of play those. We go through this whole series that we do with those. We use the big ones, we use small bowls, we use the chimes that are here.
Right.
And we use tuning forks for all of that, and drums and different things. So we do that, and that's about a 30 to 45 minute session that we do with them.
Okay.
Depending on what we're seeing happen, especially with the chakra levels, as we're doing it. So we go through that whole process, and then we get all done. And with either system that we use electronically, they get a printout, they get emailed report.
Okay.
That comes out from that as well. And we go through and explain it all to them before we email it to them. And then the very last thing we do in here, which is the newest thing that we added, is our scalar energy treatments. So that's what these little boxes are here.
The spooky scalars are.
There's one here, and there's one over there.
Okay.
There's a transmitter and receiver. This is a system that was developed by Nikola Tesla well over 100 years ago. And then Royal Raymond Rife, who was a doctor, took Tesla's ideas and kind of expanded those. He created the Rife coils and came up with a system. The concept behind scalar energy is first scalar energy, where we know normal energy travels in waves. Scalar energy travels in a straight line.
Okay.
It travels at 1.5 times the speed of light, and the farther it goes, the stronger it gets. And so one of the things that they determined, what Rife determined, was that our body, all of the cells of our body are energy. We're 80% water. And everything we have is energy. That's the chakras are energy, but all the cells have energy, and they all have specific frequencies. His concept is that when a cell gets out of tune, it starts to, that's what causes disease. And the longer that goes on, then it becomes more chronic. So the theory is, if we can take frequency and put it into a scalar field to bring those cells back into tune, we can now take and get rid of the disease. And so that's the concept of what we do with scalar energy and kind of how that works. How it happened, we read about it for probably over a year. Debating whether or not that was something we really wanted to invest in, but my wife had really bad sciatica to where some mornings it just was extremely painful to even get out of bed.
Yeah. I know.
And we know that scalar, in reading about it, was a way to treat that. And so we said, okay, let's try it. We'll get the system, we'll try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll send the system back.
Right.
And so we got it. She did 3 sessions targeting really lower back pain and her sciatica, and got up the next morning and had no sciatica pain, no lower back pain, and hasn't had it since. And that was a year ago.
That's good. That's very good.
So, and the interesting thing with scalar is you can't overdose on it, and there are no known side effects to using it. So, I mean, it's a safe way to do it. Some of the other things you can do with scalar, you can take medication if you're on medication. You can take and place it on the coil for the receiver, and it puts the frequency of the medication into the scalar field.
Okay.
So it gives your body the benefit of the medication without any of the side effects of taking the medication.
Oh, very nice.
And you're not taking it orally or however. But that's an interesting thing. And actually the program, then we can just look up things. Like my wife had sciatica, so we looked up sciatica. There's about 80,000 programs that are with the system, and that gets updated about every 3 to 4 months. They use, I think, 12 different databases that are from people all over the world that are using this. They're putting in, says, hey, we found these frequencies work for this ailment or whatever. And so that's kind of the other thing that we do. And we have clients that come in that have been using that and have had pretty good results with that as well. So that's another thing that we have that is kind of on the front end of science, because doctors don't quite understand what all it is. But it's interesting, the number of massage therapists and chiropractors that are suddenly getting interested in scalar a little bit.
Okay.
And let me get I have a sheet because I can't remember everything.
It's all perfectly understood.
Then we have, as we move over this way, we have a room that we have set up. Like I said, we talked about vibroacoustics. So here we have our vibroacoustic bed. This takes sound therapy kind of to the next step. So with this, the company that makes this, they have well over 200 programs. They're sound programs that have a varying length of time, anywhere from about 22 minutes to over an hour. We have you put on headphones, you pick the program. The programs are set to either align chakras, just do relaxation, help with anxiety, help with loss, anger, things like that. And so their programs are mostly all just music programs, but their programs will bring you into it and take you out of it. But while you're listening to that, this big bed has a massive speaker system built into it.
Okay, so you feel it in your body as well.
So, right.
Okay.
So what happens is while you're doing it, you're going to get massaged with low frequency sound vibrations.
Nice.
In conjunction with that. So it's a combination of the two. Then the other thing that we have that we got just recently, this is one of our newer toys. It's a thing called Brain Tap. So this one, and this works in conjunction with this on some programs.
Okay.
But it also has its own programs. So this, you can see it's got little lights. It also has, so this one you wear this like you're on Star Trek.
Oh.
You kind of bring it down. So you're listening to the sound, but then in here, there are little lights. They don't work because it's not turned on, but the lights flash and they do different things. So, and so that kind of gives you some light therapy along with it. And then this will work in conjunction with, like I said, several programs they have work in conjunction with the vibroacoustic mat. So in that case, you get the sound, you get the bed vibrating, and you get the light therapy all at once. And so that we have as well. And this is designed, they have 20,000 programs, something like that.
So it helps with a number of things.
Yeah, and a lot of times people use them. There are corporate folks that get these and will do a 20-minute session in the middle of the day just to kind of refocus their mind. They deal with bringing into different brain waves with your alpha, beta, delta, and gamma waves. Working with that, people that have insomnia, they can use that to help get to sleep because we're resetting the brain to certain brain waves, things like that. So that's kind of what that used. It's also used, again, for anxiety, depression, anger, loss. There's all sorts of programs. Some of their programs are meditation programs, so they have people talking.
Okay.
Some of them have 2 people talking, and they talk say different things into different ears. So it's kind of an interesting way of doing it. But that's kind of what happens with all of that stuff.
Okay.
Then on this side, we have what's our chakra cleansing mat. So our chakra cleansing mat is kind of like a sauna mat. The big difference with this mat is that when you're laying here, you're actually laying on 7 bands of crushed gemstones.
Oh, okay.
That go with all of the 7 chakras. So you're laying on top of that, and then we heat it up, normally between 104 to 110 degrees. And it also has stones in the top. It has green jade and green tourmaline that also heats up. So we just put you in there, zip you up. We usually do about a 20-minute session just to take and do that. But then this also does, it has a low level TENS. It has a EMF program that kind of gets rid of negativity, has a negative ion therapy, and then it does a little bit of red light therapy, and then this is far infrared therapy. So that helps that heat penetrate even deeper into the joints for people with arthritis or joint pain. So that's what goes on with that. Again, a lot of these things, we bought them because my wife wanted to try them, and then we found out, okay, these are really cool. And then we ended up using them for other folks. Then
He says it helps with negativity. So it's got to be a real popular item around here.
Well, yeah, it's usually the negativity within the chakras or negativity within our energy. So it's getting rid of negativity. We also use some other things. Black tourmaline. My wife has a wand that she always uses at the beginning of our sound sessions with people that kind of helps, that stone helps remove negativity. And so with different things, different modalities we use to they can deal with that.
Okay.
And then we have in the back, because obviously we don't have enough stuff yet. So, so when we move back here, we have a halotherapy chamber, which halotherapy is salt therapy.
Okay.
And so it's the same type of thing you would do if you went to the hospital and had salt therapy done. We do it with here. It's an old converted sauna, so it doesn't heat up at all. We just have people get inside. Then we have a halo generator. And we use a 99.99% pharmaceutical grade saline solution that goes through that, and it puts a salt mist into the air.
Okay.
So we just put you in there, shut the door, turn it on. It runs for about 20 minutes. We tell people to sit around for about another 10 minutes. When it's finished, you're just inhaling that salt air. I always tell people, if you've been walking on the beach at the ocean, breathing in that salt air,
Yes.
that's kind of what that does. And that's going to help people with asthma, allergies, any kind of breathing disorders. It helps kind of clear that up. And so we find that people enjoy that. It's very relaxing. And then we have the colored lights, so we can change it to whatever color they want to take that's going to help support them, whatever they calm and relaxing. This corner here we have set up. So we do, the other room we have our red light systems, but we also do blue, yellow, orange, and green therapy.
Okay.
This is kind of set up for somebody if they were doing blue light therapy. So they can sit in a zero gravity chair, and we just kind of aim some blue light at them. They can kind of close their eyes and just kind of absorb some blue light. Blue light's good for helping cure acne.
Okay.
It's also been being used now for treating people with PTSD.
Oh, okay.
So it's supposed to be very calming and just kind of helps them relax, and it kind of works with it. So that's one of the things that we have with that. So, and we can change those out as to whether it's blue, yellow, orange, green. We actually have red. That's a combination of red and blue light together that we can do with those. But that's kind of where we have that set up.
Okay.
And then here in the back is where we have our 2 red light systems. So we have this one, and then we have another one over on the other side. Back over here, we have 2. And so these, I can show you a little bit about, let me pull this back. It'll be easier. Okay, so basically you lay down on here. This does near infrared as well as far infrared. Just kind of open your eyes a little bit. But that's the intensity of this red light systems. Based on the company, you're only supposed to do 20 minutes a day with our systems. You do have to wear goggles because of the intensity of the red light.
Right.
Then the near infrared, again, so red light is good for collagen production. So that also helps healing wounds, wound healing.
Oh, yeah.
We had a client who had done a laser face peel, and her dermatologist said if you can do red light, that's going to help it heal. So she came in, she was doing it twice a week. They figured she was going to be doing therapies through the end of October. She was done in the end of September.
Outstanding.
Just doing with this. And she went back to the dermatologist, says, whatever you were doing, that was great because you healed that much faster. But it helps with helps relieve scar tissue. But again, it's just another relaxing thing. Then the near infrared goes not as deep as the far infrared on the other mat, but it also will help as far as arthritis or joint pain.
Okay.
The other thing with red light is it was developed by NASA originally for astronauts because of muscle rejuvenation. And then what they did, and when they started commercial, but the only people who really could afford it were NFL teams.
Right.
And the reason they started using it was the NFL teams said, if we use red light, we can practice every day because now, like if you go to the gym, a lot of times you do arms one day, legs one day, chest one day, you do different things because you got to let those muscles recover.
Right.
Red light lets them recover overnight. So now you can do a full body workout, do a red light session, and do a full body workout the next night or the next day. So NFL teams were like, oh, I can do a practice.
Take advantage of that.
Take advantage, and now we can practice every day because we got this we can use to help with the muscle recovery. So that's kind of another aspect of red light that you're seeing more and more advertising for red light at home, where you can do red light pads or you can exercise in front of red light. Not nearly as intense as what this is. At least I hope not, because they never show the ads with them wearing eye protection and you're supposed to wear eye protection if it's really intense red light. But that's another aspect of what happens with red light.
Okay, that's very nice.
And so that's kind of all of the stuff that we do and find how we put everything together. We do a number of different kind of package deals. So we do obviously individual things, and on our website are the prices for everything that we do. Then we do some packages. We do a combined session package, which includes the red light, the halo therapy, the vibroacoustic mat or vibroacoustic bed, and the chakra cleansing mat. We do all of that. If you did all those separately, it's about $130. We do it for $100. And then we do what's called Spa Day, which are those four, but then we add the attunement, the Tibetan bowl attunement with the 3D camera.
Okay.
And that, we figure with that, usually it takes about 3 hours. Plan on being here for about 3 hours. Those run $200. Our sound sessions that we do, our group sound sessions, if we're doing just a normal one, which normally those are going to be on Sunday afternoons, those are $20 per person, and we can only do up to 20 people because that's all the zero gravity chairs I have. It's all about how all we can fit in that room too. If we're doing the ceremony ones, the moon ceremony, or we do some other ones that are special ones, those are in 25 a person for those sessions. And outside of that, if you're doing just a red light session, a 20-minute red light session is $25. For people that want to take and know they want to do a lot of things with us, we have a discount card.
Okay.
It's $200 and you get $250 worth of session time. You get 10 $25 punches. So you save 20% on that. We've had people that do that.
Always a good thing.
And they'll get the card, and then they'll do something that's they'll do attunement at $75, so it's 3 punches. So they'll use it for a red light session, or they come in. We have couples that do it because you can share it. So we don't care who uses the punches. So the people take and do that, and that gives you just an automatic 20% off of everything.
Are people able to make the appointments by phone? Do they have to go through the website, or? It's
best if they call and they take and go to our website and kind of see what it is you want to do. Call, and you'll end up talking to my wife. We're technically, we say that we're open from about 10 to 5 every day, and then in the evening from 6 to 8. Although obviously we don't unlock our door and have somebody sitting here all day long, because it's my wife and I are basically the ones that run it. So unless we have people that are coming in, then we probably aren't here. We aren't just sitting around waiting for walk-ins. So the way to do it is you need to take and call and schedule an appointment. Just say, this is what I want to do. If it is something that is involved usually in the attunement room and deals with the computers, I usually have to be here. So that's usually in the evenings or on weekends. We are open on Saturdays and Sundays for appointments. So if people want to schedule something on a Sunday, I have no problem coming in and doing it on Sunday. I mean, that's the times that I'm off. Our website has a calendar on it that shows especially what we're doing all of our sound baths, the dates on those. And those you can go and just click on them. It'll take you right to our page where you can sign up and pay for it. You can do all that online. We do have to have reservations for those, only because of the number of seating. Also tell people if you want to take and come to one, sign up.
Right.
Don't wait until the day and just to show up, because if we don't have people sign up, then we don't do one. We just cancel it. And we've had people that like showed up and they go, oh, I showed up for your sound bath and you were closed. I'm going, because nobody signed up, so we didn't know you were coming. If we know people are going to be here, then obviously we'll take and do one, but we're not going to do it if there's nobody planning on being here. But yeah, just to sign up. You can actually pay for the other sessions through the website as well. You can pay for everything we do through the website. But a lot of those you need to call to schedule it, because they're not really, we don't have a scheduling app in there. But if you pay for like combined sessions offer and you pay for that online, you still need to call to schedule the appointment to come in.
Okay.
And we do it as far as gift certificates too. We had last year at Christmas time, we had some folks, we had a person out of California that bought I believe they bought an individual sound bath for her mother who was here. And so they did that. And so we'll put together a gift certificate that you can send out so you can give it to them as the
nice.
Christmas present. And then they just need to call to schedule it. We had somebody else that bought a couple's sound bath for a person's birthday. So those are things too. If you have something that is like somebody that, hey, you know, they might really like the red light or something like that, and you wanted to take and do that, you could either, you know, buy that, or you could buy them a discount card if you wanted to take it, depending on how much you wanted. But if you wanted to buy just, you know, like a session, you could take and do that, and we'll do a gift certificate so that they can take and schedule that. So you could do that as gifts as well.
Let's go this way. Because I talked about it earlier, vendor events, are you guys still going out for vendor events, or do you have any like short, long-term stuff going on?
So normally we go out once a month. We're up in Tucson. There's a holistic fair that happens. We actually had that yesterday. We were up at Tucson. Those, if whether or not we're going to those, is really check our calendar to know. So if people are in the Tucson area and they want to go up there, it's on Prince. Just check to see if that's one of them we're going to be at. We do some here. Normally, the last couple of years, we've been at Rockorama. We go there. We do normally currently what we do when we go out is we take out the 3D system, and then we do it, and we do with just a zero gravity chair, and we do a little bit of attunements with tuning forks, only because taking all the stuff takes up way too much space. Right, yeah, and then we have one that's coming up. So we're kind of co-sponsoring a market that's coming up. It's with the Midtown Center, which is the building that we're in here. It's Midtown Community Market is what we named the whole thing. But we're going to do a holiday market. It's going to be an indoor market out at Ocotillo Event Center. That, for people that have been here a while, that's the old Dillon's.
Okay.
Out on 90. But it's now Ocotillo Event Center. And so right now we're looking for vendors. So anybody who wants to do arts and crafts, holiday creations, gifts, if people that want to do like little food stuff, holiday treats, that they want to take and come and sell that. We ask that they contact Leah, who is kind of doing all that. It's $35 for an 8-foot table for that market. And then it's going to be open, and it's going to be on Sunday, the 14th of December from 9 until 4. And so that's what's going to be going on with that. And we're going to be out there with that. Again, what we'll do is we'll have the 3D aura system with us, and we'll be doing the stuff with a chair I don't think we're taking any bowls. We might take a couple bowls, but primarily we'll be taking probably just tuning forks, but we'll take and do that so people can actually see kind of how that whole system works.
Well, you got a lot of great things going on over here. A lot of alternative ways, holistic types to help out, and especially the red room, I'm calling it.
Yeah. Normally if people come in and they say, okay, I want to look at something holistically, but I'm not sure what it is. I'm willing to sit down and we'll take and talk you through it. It's like, okay, what do you want to get out of it? What is it that you want? What are you trying to take care of? And we'll walk through different modalities that might work for that. And then we'll let them decide what they want to do. Maybe, we had one person came in that wanted to do something with some kind of stress relief. I said, well, the vibroacoustic bed works really good for that. Red light will work for that. I said we can do stuff with an attunement works, and they decide. I said, and even if it's certain aspects of stress, I mean, there's parts within the scalar system that'll work. And so they kind of went through and they said, you know what, I want to try, let's do the scalar aspect of it, and we'll do that. And then sometimes they try something else. And so we have people that will do different things until they kind of find what works, because everything works different for everybody. I don't try to push anything on anybody. I'll let you know how it works and what works, and we'll do it. Sometimes we move into different things. My wife has worked with a lady who was working with the chakra cleansing mat because of the deep far infrared that was part of that. But then we also found that where she was having pain, so my wife started working with her with just tuning forks with the pain on the pain. And that really was what was working for her.
Okay.
So again, we're going to try to do whatever we can do to try to make you feel better without doing anything. We do vast majority of everything we do, we don't touch you at all. Unless we're doing tuning forks where we're placing them on the body, we really don't touch anybody. So it's all just done with sound, with vibrations, frequencies, and energy. And it kind of ties back to what we started. We said Nikola Tesla talked about, if you want to understand the universe, you need to understand frequency, vibration, and energy.
Right.
And when we started thinking about that, we're going, well, that's kind of what we built here. We built a holistic center based on that frequency, vibration, and energy. And so that's kind of what we do. And I mean, they talked about, who was it? Albert Einstein said the future of medicine is in frequency. And so, or vibration, I think it's a frequency, yeah. And so we're seeing more and more heading towards frequency. And so it's like, if we can fix it with just sound, it's a lot better than getting cut open or something else. So
basically a little bit more fine tuning.
Yep.
Well, Paul, thank you very much. I appreciate it today. It's great to check this out. Vista Mind and Body. If you've not been here yet, by all means, get on the phone, check out the website, vistamindandbody.com.
Correct.
Go ahead, check that out. Like you said, they may be here, if not, better to go ahead and reach out first, make that appointment, come on in, do the tour, see what works. And like I said, come and catch them over at the indoor market at Altello, aka the former Dillon's Event Center. That's going to be going on the 14th of December from 9 to 4, as well as a full moon ceremony this Wednesday from 7 to 8:30, and they need to make an appointment for that?
Right, yeah, it's this Thursday. Yeah, they do need to make an appointment to call, either go pay online, sign up online, and
this
pay.
Thursday, I'm sorry.
Yep, Thursday. And then following Sunday, so next week on Sunday, we have just a regular sound bath that goes on. That's at 3 in the afternoon. Again, they need to sign up for that online. That's only $20 if they just want to do just a normal sound bath. So if they've never experienced one before, you want to come try it, see what it's like. Most people have never experienced it before. They leave going, wow, that was kind of something that really was kind of cool. So
very nice. Well, this is Vista Mind and Body. Come and check it out. Off a second. As a matter of fact, well, address? I mean, I got it here. Over at 158160 East 2nd Street, Sierra Vista. Come and check it out. And now we're heading back to studio to see exactly what I've got planned next.
And here's what I got planned next. That was outstanding. I hope everybody enjoyed that interview. Paul from Vista Mind and Body, Paul and Sue, she was in the background. By all means, they got that event coming up in tonight, and I will go ahead and get that to you real quick, because we're about to go into the quickest couple minutes of last minute details. Let's go. Hey, it's mid-November. We are smack dab in the middle of the Tips for Vets campaign, www.tipsforvet.com. Put on by Military Brothers Moving, LLC, Sierra Vista. This amazing team of movers provides careful attention to your needs and your belongings as they move your items with great care. Please help them out in their effort to give back to local veterans in this community through their Tips for Vets event. By all means, definitely go check that out. Here is their link. And you'll see they got t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, sweaters, tote bags. They might have a couple more things, but definitely go check it out. Also gives a link back over to the Warrior Healing Center so you can find out more about us, because not only do we help vets, we fight for them. Yeah, it's pretty good. Also going on, Thanksgiving potluck going over at the VFW, 549 Veterans Drive, Sierra Vista. Go on, check out James R. Bob Curio, VFW Post 9972. Going on from 1 to 3 p.m. It's potluck special. Bring in a little something, share with everybody, enjoy some conversation, good food, break bread, enjoy the company all around. Also going on at the American Legion, free Thanksgiving meal for all our Sierra Vista and Fort Huachuca community neighbors, Thursday, 27th December, Thanksgiving again, going on from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come celebrate Thanksgiving with the American Legion family over off 12 Theater Drive in Sierra Vista. You can call too, 520-459-6050. On that note, they're also going to be doing an annual kids Christmas party, gifts, food, fun, crafts, and pictures with Santa. Saturday, December 13th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. at, again, 12 Theater Drive in Sierra Vista. Sign your child up using the QR code. Give them a call. Reach out. Lots of good things going on. And as we talked about earlier tonight, going on, new cold moon ceremony and holistic sound therapy session. This tonight at 7 o'clock, 25 per. Doors open just under 45 minutes from now. And you should be there in an hour. Give a call. Check out the website. We have talked about it. Let's go ahead and stop sharing. Get back. Definitely check out that one more time. Check out the website. It's all in the comments section. And or, like he said, you can call. Set something up real quick that's going on tonight. You still got a couple minutes to go ahead and get something done. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is me, Erik Z, thanking you for tuning in today, because next week is Thanksgiving. Next week, we will not be on at 5 o'clock at night. There will be no Thursday at 5. However, we may have a Thursday at 10 a.m. because I can't hold back from delivering to you, the viewer. I'm going to scour the social media. I'm going to find out what's going on, because the road to Christmas continues. And after Thanksgiving, that's when the floodgates open, and you need to know what's going on out there. I'm already going to tell you. First Saturday is going to be popping at the mall, Friday and Saturday. So I'm going to have a lot of information. I may even have a guest or two. Oh, I've been doing some deals, kids. But until then, you all take care of yourself. Tune in next week. If you are a veteran-owned business, by all means, reach out to me. Reach out to the Warrior Healing Center. I am more than happy to schedule you. It's only going to cost you your time. We could do it at the theater here, at the studios here, or we can go, like showed in the video earlier, to your business and show it around, so that when people go, they know what to expect. They've already got a good idea. They could tell it's a friendly environment waiting for them. So VOBs, check in with me so I can get your word out there. Until then, next Thursday at 10. It's going to be a good day. I got dinner waiting for me at home, and I got beer waiting for me somewhere else. So until then, y'all take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.